Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
Oh, what's that mission? What's that mission? Keep breathing in and out. That's my main mission. And it's getting easier as the days go by. I'm getting better. Yay. But I didn't miss a day. I didn't miss a day. You guys are here sick with me. You know, yeah, maybe not sick, but you were with me while I was. Well, I'm getting better. I didn't want to, miss out. Dang it. It's what keeps me going. Now, we're talking with Stuart Vener. And I want to make sure you understand that a lot of people don't know, if you just walk away from your home and you owe a couple $100,000 on it, and then they do a short sale later and they sell it for $100,000, you may not owe that, depending on what state you're in. Like here in Arizona, you may not owe that other $100,000, but they determine it to be income. You got to declare it as on your taxes. And, if you do it that way, you in big heap trouble. So here we have a solution. Stuart Vener is going to explain this to us. Go ahead and address that aspect of what you do, Stuart. And as you do, talk about the history of how you got into this business from being a broker in California.
I will, Ernest. Back about 16 years ago, for quite a long time, I owned, at the time, the second largest mortgage company in Los Angeles County. And when the Northridge earthquake hit, almost overnight, property plummeted. And it wasn't the economic crisis that it was today. It was more localized. But property dropped 40, 50% in value. And that's when we started this program, helping people get out of the over-encumbered real estate. What you had mentioned before is a very, very important point. If someone owes, no matter what they borrowed, if they pulled cash out for any purpose other than home improvement, or if it's not their primary residence, when the bank takes that loss, they are required by law to issue a 1099 for cancellation of debt, and that has to be treated as ordinary income. All of a sudden, overnight, you become one of Obama's super rich.
Yeah.
And that's not really good. And what we do is we purchase the property for the full amount of the debt, where our corporation, everything we do is short-term. So we can offset that with real estate losses. So it doesn't have the tax impact on us, but it will insulate the people from the tax consequences of debt relief.
So your purpose for doing this is, one, you know how. Two, you've learned this from California real estate. There was an opportunity for this to be a benefit to people, and you can do it because you can make money at it because you have the ability to fill out the paperwork. You know what needs to be done. You know how to insulate them, and it has value to the people that need it done, and you can do it for a low cost of, so you do it. I mean, this is right? I mean,
yes,
why would you do it?
We don't charge too much. We charge we make a little money. We charge 1% of the loan amount, $1,000 minimum, $4,000 maximum. And, people with the $1 million houses, they got a real bargain.
Okay, so this is, how long have you been, you saying all 16 years you've been focusing on this service?
No, we did this for about 8 years. Then we suspended the program for a while, and we've started it up again about 5 years ago. And now, I am saying, unfortunately, I'd rather be doing loans for people and helping people buy homes and get out of them. But we're busier than ever now, and we're doing this in most of the country.
Now, I would think that having this type of success, certainly insulating them from the tax man, that the man doesn't like it, or the man has, at least you're on his radar screen. Are they glad that you're there to provide this service, or are they looking to shut you down?
Well, I haven't heard anything. And in 16 years, we haven't heard anything from them. In fact, just recently, we did this on 2 separate occasions for 2 IRS agents on their own rental properties.
Yeah, one surprise.
That was rather interesting.
Well, they understand it more than anybody else. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk some numbers. If I was to compare Florida, Arizona, Nevada, California, I would imagine they'd be some of the worst states. Where's most of your activity, and how is it that you got so nationwide?
Well, I don't know how we got nationwide. I think the Internet really helped a lot. Plus, we do a lot of radio shows as well. But you just mentioned our busiest states: California, Arizona, Nevada, Florida. It's very, very busy. Georgia, very busy. I mean, these states have been hit very hard.
Well, the laws, you're saying that they are making some changes in law in Florida. Are these hampering your business at all? Is there something to be concerned or something, hanging over? Because if we have people that are listening to this show now that are in one of these states, is there pending legislation that they should worry about and they need to get on it, or is it pretty open for now?
Well, no, it's pretty open, except the legislation that I think people are banking on a lot, which is going to hurt them, is the Debt Relief Reduction Act, which covers the loss of debt relief on your primary residence up to the amount of the original money. So if you didn't refi and pull cash out and the lender took a loss, that would be exempt from the 1099 income. But that expires in 2012. So that's right around the corner. That's not going to be very good for the people.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about some more general aspects of real estate market. I mean, is that even of concern to you? Do you look at volumes and what's available in inventories and all that, or you're just so busy you don't even it doesn't even matter? I mean, we're just as much as you can process what you're doing now. Are you looking into the future and seeing that you're having to plan for this part of your business to start going away, or is it for the foreseeable future you're going to be a busy boy?
I think we're going to have a good 5-6 years of being busy. I wish it wasn't, because I'd really, as I say, rather be doing loans for people buying their new homes. But I think it's going to be another 5 hard years ahead of us, and I think this next year is going to be a very bad year. I mean, so many mortgages in states like Florida and many states were put on stall because there was a paperwork missing. Maybe they didn't have a document that was signed properly, or maybe someone signed too many documents without reading everything completely, so they've stopped these foreclosures. Well, the bank's not going to give up the money. I mean, if you owe Bank of America, they're not going to walk away because they didn't get the right paper. They're going to get the paper, and they're starting the foreclosures again. And I'm afraid that this year we may see 2.5 million foreclosures hit the country.
That's something that maybe you can address for me a little bit, is the concept of them just kind of, making up the paperwork. Because I understand what happened, with the MERS and them being able to avoid all the transfer obligations that they have with the state and the county recorders and all that. They just wanted to be able to turn your real estate into a number that they could just turn over as quick as possible with electrons. But, now that it's getting to where they have to find out who has the ability to foreclose, it's getting to where it's really murky, and the courts are very inconsistent in how they're adjudicating this. In some jurisdictions, they're saying, yep, show us the paperwork. Oh, you don't have it? Life sucks. You don't have the right to foreclose. Where others are just, we don't care. They did an affidavit of pinky swear. We had it here a minute ago. We lost it. We're redoing it. And it's just so inconsistent. You would think that there's eventually going to be enough lobbyists going to bribe enough congressmen that they're going to retroactively create some kind of this is what's going to be. Do you have any opinion on what that might be?
Well, I think you're right about that. I do believe that 99.9% of the foreclosures are valid foreclosures. I mean, you don't pay your mortgage, the bank's going to foreclose on the property. And I think it's stalled, and it's maybe stalled at 6 months to a year. But at some point, all the paperwork will be in order, and they're going to be able to foreclose on the security.
Okay, now, the paper, I'm sure they'll generate some kind of, get their paperwork in order. It's just like they're kind of making up the paperwork, you know what I mean? So
yes, it's somewhere. The paper's somewhere. They'll find it.
Well, okay, we're going to find out, and I'm interested in how this is going to play out. But the service that walk me through someone listening right now, and they said, all right, this sounds like something that I need to check out. They're going to call your phone number. They're going to go to your website, and that's a good thing to start off with. In the last segment, when we come back, we'll go ahead and walk you through the process by which you would avail yourself of Stuart, Vener and Wilshire Holding Company's services and find out how you can extricate yourself from your mortgage and not get a 1099 file. And all the, the difference in the short sale, man, that'll nail you. A lot of people didn't see that coming because they didn't know any better. But we're going to make sure you know better when we come back in just a little bit.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.